Arsene, if you can kick up as usual with the team news, I suppose the questions are, is Vermaelen certainly back, and what's the situation with Wilshere and Koscielny?
Wilshere Koscielny have a test this morning, and Vermaelen should be back. There's a definite test today. We have plenty of people in training today. You have a test, and we'll see how well they come out of it.
How hopeful are you of Jack and Koscielny?
50-50, and Vermaelen 90-10.
Against Brighton in the last round, you left some of your bigger names perhaps on the bench. Is that possible? Is that a possible tactic tomorrow in this round of the FA Cup?
Well, we'll play a team who has a good chance to go through with experienced players. We have only big names in our squad, so it will be a team of big names for sure.
Everyone's asking you about the FA Cup, where it fits in, how important it is. You always come back with the same idea that it's just another game.
It's just the next game that you want to win, and I believe that the FA Cup is an important target for us, and we always take it very seriously. And we are on a good run, and we want to continue the run. That's as basic as that.
And just finally from me, Blackburn on a good run as well. I think they've only lost the one game since Boxing Day, and it's essentially a no-pressure game for them, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. We are the favourites. We are the outsider. They have nothing to lose, and they have a squad of Premier League players. You know, if you look at who is in the squad, many of their players have Premier League experience, and that's why they are a dangerous outsider, but we want, of course, to win this game.
Arsene, the three players that we just mentioned, Koscielny, Wilshere and Vermaelen, but Vermaelen in particular, how much do you look to using him tomorrow, and how much do you have one eye on Bayern Munich?
Just want to win tomorrow's game. The players who will not start are the players who are a bit played many games recently, especially some of them in the international games, but overall Vermaelen had a good rest. He will play.
With Nacho Monreal cup tied next week and Kieran Gibbs injured, is Thomas Vermaelen an option at left back next week?
He's one of the options, of the few options I have, yes.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, Andre Santos, can you give us the reason behind his move?
Yes, Andre Santos moved because he had lost a little bit confidence, you know, and he needs to play. He's a guy who is a very good football player, but he didn't get enough games, and he is more at ease, in my opinion, in left-sided midfield, where there's a lot of competition.
It is just a loan move. Will he be back, and can he have an Arsenal
Yeah, he
future?
will be back end of July.
And can he have a future at Arsenal, because it hasn't really worked this season?
Of course he can have a future at Arsenal, and that depends as well from the ins and outs during the summer.
Another player who perhaps might have a future at Arsenal, a story this week about Thierry Henry again, saying he'd like to come back to Arsenal. Will he ever play for Arsenal again, do you see?
As a player, I think it will be now a bit difficult, because he goes to the end of his career. As any other function, why not, you know?
So in a coaching capacity, perhaps? In a coaching capacity?
I don't know what he wants to do. I believe at the moment you want him to focus on his career as a player, and when he's finished his career as a player, he can still decide what he wants to do.
Do you see in him the right attributes to be a coach, be a manager?
You know, many of the players I had, 80 to 90% of the players I had here are intelligent and they know football, so that means they have the attributes to be a coach. After, do they really want it? Is it the direction in their life they want to take? That's down to them to decide, and after as well, let people assess your competence, because you never know how people behave under pressure when they're every day in the job. And but he has the qualities, of course.
Just to follow up on the FA Cup, you say it's just another game. What is a bigger achievement in your eyes, winning the FA Cup or finishing the top four, or what's the main goal for you?
It is not like that you choose. I said many times that the basic target is always is the championship, you know. All the rest is cup, and the real consistency of a team is the quality, and the quality is judged over 38 games. And that's why I believe a real assessment of the quality of a team is the championship.
So if you could just have one, the FA Cup or a top four finish, what would you have?
I told you already the priority is the championship, but our immediate priority is the cup because it's our next game.
Steve? Arsenal, looking at the statistics with Arsenal against teams from the lower leagues in the FA Cup, you've got an excellent record. Why do you think that is? Because Arsenal don't seem to be involved in too many FA Cup upsets. Is that because of your team?
Because I told you many times, I always have to convince you that we take the competition seriously, and that shows the best that we take the competition seriously, you know. And overall, we prepare the game like a final every time, and that's why we have done reasonably well until now.
Thierry Henry was also saying this week that he felt that you don't get the credit that you deserve at Arsenal. Do you feel you get the credit at Arsenal that you deserve?
I don't know. I don't know first how much credit I get, and I just try to do my job as well as I can, and that's all I do.
One final question from me, away from things. I've been asked to ask you from BBC World Service. Basketball, I don't know whether you're a fan of basketball,
yes.
Arsene, but they play some of the best players from one conference against the best players in another conference, conference against conference.
Yes.
Do you think that could ever happen in the Premier League? Like
that's what you call the All-Star game?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think that football would be interested ever in following that, or do you think?
No. Because we have a different culture. Our culture here is based on competition compete for something, and less show, you know. And we always want to see Blackburn against Arsenal because there is something to go for, because the tradition is there, because the competition is there, because the result has a meaning. And I believe really in Europe people want real competition.
One final question. There's a story on CFAX on David Villa. You're going to sign him in the summer. Can you say anything about that? Are you confident of that?
No, I'm not on the case. I like the player, but at the moment we have some immediate targets that are more important to us. That means win on Saturday.
James? Kieran Gibbs, is he the same kind of time scale?
Yes.
For his injury? Still a month?
What we said, 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Kieran Gibbs had a small chance maybe to be fit for the second tie against Bayern, if all goes well.
What's his state of mind at the moment? Because he's had such a terrible run with injuries over the last few years. How is he feeling?
He is feeling like determined to come back as quickly as possible, but certainly he's a bit down because it was a big blow to him. It happened at the moment where he played his best football, you know, and you know always that to play your best game, the confidence in your body is vital. As long as nothing happens to you, you don't even question yourself. But as soon as that happens repeatedly, it's a problem for top-level sportsmen. So I hope he will get over that very quickly. But it puts you down. It's difficult every time when you play at your best to be injured.
How do you keep his spirits up as a manager? What do you do?
By making him stronger. This is always a good period to build up the strength of a player when he's injured, you know. And we have now some experience in doing that. And I'm confident he will come back even stronger. But it will take him a while to get his complete confidence back in his body.
And just on the FA Cup, is it fair to say that it's the most winnable competition for you this season?
I don't know. You don't know. If you compare it to the Premiership, certainly we have more chances to do it because we are too far away in the Premiership. In the Champions League, I don't know. You know, we have a big game on Tuesday against Bayern. If we pass Bayern, we'll say why should we not go further and win it? But it looks at the start that the FA Cup is more reachable than any other competition. But you don't really know how difficult it will be.
And just finally for me, your record against lower league opponents is very good by and large, but does what happened against Bradford earlier in the season just serve as a bit of a warning for you?
Yes, of course. But you know, in 16 years, I don't think we had upsets against lower divisions. We had one against Bradford on penalties, and but we did take the game seriously. I said that straight away after the game, and I maintain that. And we analysed very deeply what happened at Bradford, what we produced. We took this game really seriously, and that's what. But in England, it is like that. They've proven since that they are a team of quality, and we'll take the game seriously again tomorrow, and of course, with a huge desire to win it.
Do you have to weigh up a fitness gamble on Jack, whether it's worth taking a risk on him, with bearing in mind the matches to come?
I will not take a risk.
So is that with Bayern in mind, or with what he's been through?
With the rest of season in mind, and with what happened to him before.
There was some suggestion that maybe you weren't quite happy with the way England treatment, but when we spoke to you last time, you said there wasn't really.
No, there was no big issue about that. He played the whole game against Brazil. What I said after the game I can understand, because England was winning, he was the best player. It's difficult to take the best player off when you are beating Brazil. That is, maybe it's a friendly, but it still has a meaning for the confidence of the country, so I could understand that.
Do you think these next few weeks will ultimately define your season with the games you've got?
Yes, of course. You go into the period in February, end of February, March, where every game will decide of your season.
Last night we saw Mr. Bale whip another couple in. How close was he to maybe coming here as well? Was it a choice you had to make between Ashley Cole or where you saw Bale developing, because you were quite...
No, it was Walcott, you know, and Bale, and we were at some stage on maybe taking the two if possible. We could get Walcott, and I'm very happy that we got Walcott.
Is it not slight tinge of regret? Think I could have maybe took a gamble on both. Is that one that got away maybe?
Look, if I tell you the number of players we did not sign and we should have signed, you'll be amazed. But it's the same for every single club, you know. It's you miss players.
Okay, last for you now, Michael.
Arsene, what have you made of Blackburn? It's been a couple of turmoil years there with the new owners coming in. What have you made of them over the last couple of years?
Well, for long years they were a stable club in the Premier League. Unfortunately for them, they moved out of it last season. Was a lot of unrest. That didn't help, I believe, and the unrest was linked a little bit with the manager, with the ownership, but I don't know really well why that all happened. But they have always had good players.
If it's widely accepted that Messi and Ronaldo are the best two players in the world at the moment, is Gareth Bale the best of the rest at this moment in time?
I wouldn't go as far as that. He has the potential to develop and to become, of course, the players that you compare him to. But Ronaldo, Messi has won 2 or 3 Champions League, a few championships, scored 95 goals per year. Let's not go too quick. You're always very quick here, but let's slow down a little bit.
Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, in the